Listen closely, traveler, to what I say. Twitch Prime does not even cost a dime.
Good evening. How are you? Pixel Crafter 85 coming in with the Prime sub. Thank you so very much. Oh my goodness.
Let it be known throughout the land. New champions have been welcomed by our honored recruiting hand.
Mr. Deagle. Thank you so very much, Mr. Deagle. And Pixel Crafter, thank you very much. Welcome, Pixel Crafter. Deagle, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. One-eyed eyes. Starting the evening with some wisdom. Let's see here. Hope is the ember that survives when the fire seems lost. Yes. Buried in the ashes, the ember survives. But with the proper scenario, can reignite into a blazing fire once more. All right. Could be working on Liam here this evening. Let's see. Let me pull up my reference. We'll get into it. Let's see here. There we go. Yes, there we are. All right. I need my knife. Where's that? There you are. Just gonna take a little slice off here. Yeah. Hello, Mr. Hugo. Making use of this beginning phase, and we're just being radical here. Cutting and moving things around. Oh, excuse me. Okay, let's see here. There's some things that are easier, but then there's of course some things that are harder. Easier thing is you just got so much surface area to work with that, shaping the like nuance shapes of the nose and stuff like that are much easier because it's just bigger. But I'd say the kind of phase we're in right now is a little bit more on the difficult side of things. Have to really just kind of hold the piece really far back and work like this because to get everything into frame, it's easy to kind of get too zoomed in and then not kind of take that step back and grasp. No, I think it's because of the nature of what this piece is about. It's a memorial. We're gonna go with more of like a kind of like a not a realistic finish, like maybe try to portray it as if it's made out of stone or something like that. More of a stylized thing. I'm gonna have this kind of like a kind of feathering outwards. Same with the hair. It's gonna have like there's gonna be motion to it. Where this bottom part here, I have a plan for all of this here. It's gonna kind of like piece away, almost like more of like an ethereal effect type of thing. Right, the structure of it's going to be a little bit more on the hidden side, so. That's much better with the ear in like that. I think we have to do the same thing here. Lend me your ear. Here. Hey, Pinecone. Good evening, my friend. Programming it up. Excuse me. A blob. Dead from the run. Yeah. Isn't that the best, though? After, like, a long bout of exercise or yard work, showering up, going inside and just doing, like, desk work. It's the best. It's the best the contrast is so nice. I very much enjoy that. So he was rough, yeah. Yeah. I know, I was outside. I wasn't running, but I was out there. I was cleaning out one of my we cool our house with window unit air conditioners, and I have a third one just in case it gets really hot, and I had to clean it out so it's going to be ready in case this week it gets too hot. Fire up number 3. Hello, time traveler. I was just thinking about how most people don't know that you can clean those things out pretty good. You know, they come apart really nicely, and you can clean them out and make them pretty much brand new. Got me thinking how many times people throw those away once they get dirty. My window unit air conditioner. Be at easel. I'm at easel. I'm at easel right now. Hey, it was looking pretty good. The that digital painting you've been working on there. I'm at easel. I'm at easel today. She guided you through, huh? You don't get confused. No. Don't be so hard on yourself. Perpetual confusion. Poor Beat Easel. Just floating on through here. This world. Lost and confused. Aren't we all? Yeah, imagine a weasel floating through space, like a Pixar animated weasel. I'm thinking like like the squirrel from Ice Age, that kind of style. Just like floating through space while like talking really fast and babbling to itself. Yeah. That's Beat Easel, just wrapped into a character. That is like the embodiment of you. All right, make it happen. Just drifting into the eternal void. The backstory was it was a weasel they were bringing into space for some sort of like research or study, but the weasel just wouldn't stop messing around with the crew and cracking dad jokes and all this and that. So they ejected the weasel out of. They couldn't handle it. For the safety of the mission, they had to eject the weasel into the vacuum of space. But while floating through space, it flies through like some sort of celestial cloud that turns it into like an eternal weasel. Can never die. Then, 100 billion trillion years went by and the weasel, occupied with nothing but its own thoughts, crash landed here back on Earth. Then started painting and became a live streamer. There we go. Eternal weasel. The CD cover's got to have the celestial cloud in the background, rainbow, all rainbow, psychedelic looking, celestial space cloud. Make it happen. We need a painting stat. Let's go. Do people even make CDs anymore? Demo discs. Do you really? I don't listen to anything in my car. In fact, my own radio thinks I stole it, so it won't let me use it. we had I had the alternator replaced in my car, and when we turned the car back on after getting the alternator replaced, it asks you to put in like a certain code to make sure that it's like some sort of radio code or whatever, which I ended up finding in the user manual of the car. Punched it in and it didn't work, so naturally I punched it in like 7 more times and got locked out. Now it thinks it's a stolen radio. It won't let me use it. I punched it in every which way I could think of. What the heck, man? Kind of junk is this? So now I could reset it, but I have to unplug the battery and plug it back in. And I just haven't done it. So I've just enjoyed the silence of my car rides. Probably will for a long time before I actually unplug the battery and plug it back in again. Who's got time for that? Me. Oh yeah, we got some mixtapes. Of course you do. You're DJ Beat Weasel. PC load letter. You got one of those like CD holders that's like in your little sun visor? Or what are we talking about here? Or you got one of those binders sitting on your passenger seat, don't you? Or you got a bunch of CDs rattling around on the passenger seat floor, getting all scratched up, but for some reason they just still magically keep working. Just 20, 30 CDs rattling around. Nice. Vinyl records. Actually, I had a little device. Usually I have this device I plug in that lets me hook my car up to the phone using aux cable and Bluetooth. You know, when my radio didn't think it was stolen, of course. Do people even take car radios anymore? I mean, it's gotta be. Can't be. I mean, can you really even get that much money from some stock car radio? It's like 2/3 of my income. The car radio. I used to live in a really bad area of town, and I used to leave my car unlocked because I had nothing worth stealing, and I didn't want people to break my windows. Just open the door, all right? You don't gotta break the window. Just open it. Open it up. Go on in there. Check it out. You don't gotta break in. Just open the door. And then my car got set on fire, so it didn't work out too well. In the long run. But that was the catalyst that started my streaming sculpting career, so I guess it was a good thing in the end. It's like the old Chinese proverb. Yeah. Black market. AKA Craigslist. I don't know who Craig is, but his list has sure caused a lot of problems for people over the years. Craig. Facebook Marketplace. Hey, I've gotten a lot of good stuff from Facebook Marketplace. I got no quarrel with Facebook Marketplace. All you have to do is check the profile of the person you're going to buy something from, and if it was made a year ago, you might want to think not to do that. That's the best part about Facebook Marketplace is you can just snoop on the person you're going to buy from, and just it's so easy to tell if somebody's a real person or not. If anything, they're taking the risk with letting me buy from them. I look super sketchy. Guy hasn't made a post in like 15 years. Running car for $700. We actually bought my brother had a truck. It was like a little pickup truck, stick shift, ran great. We got it for $650. That was such a nice find. It even came with junk in the back already. It was an old truck that whoever previous owner used for like picking up scrap metal and stuff like that. It came with a full load of scrap metal in the back already. Bonus. CDs? I don't know CDs. They had it was like a bunch of scrap metal, and there was like one of those. We thought it was like a shank at first because it was like a wooden piece of a wooden stick with a nail like strapped onto the end of it. I'm like, wow, that's like a prison shank. But we ultimately concluded it was one of those sticks with the nail at the end for picking up cans that had broken, so then just got tossed in the back of the truck. Old can picker-upper. That's less, yeah. Original thought was prison shank because it was actually where we bought it was right next to where the prison was. So that's where that idea came from. Old trash bike, yeah. But it makes more sense that they were scrappers, so. Right. Let's see here. It'll be painted, yeah. Okay, get some more clay here. Tips of my fingers getting numb? No. Let's just say your hands have a wonderful way of adapting to adverse conditions. Interesting. Right, but if you would continue to push the limits on that for like decades, you'd probably get to the point where you wouldn't feel anything. You know what I mean? Twitch side, like 50 people watching over there right now. It's usually more lurky in the evenings. Typical for evening streams. Guess it depends on the day, really. I'm not really one to push for engagement. If you guys aren't talking, then I usually don't talk either. Like, fine, I will lurk too. Yeah, I think probably our number 2 platform is YouTube, and then Kick and Facebook are kind of hit or miss. Sometimes there's more people over there, sometimes not. But Twitch definitely still the place. Still the main squeeze. The place to call home. Yeah, I'm on YouTube. Why, hello, Mr. Plankwalker. Hello, hello.
Noble ally, please accept these treasures as a gift for your unwavering service to the kingdom.
Saradini, 28 months. Hey, thank you so much, Saradini. Even the moon takes time to become whole. So can you. That's true. That's true. Yeah, it is. I agree. Yeah, Twitch used to do the same thing where it would unfollow you randomly from channels. Oh, yeah. All right, let's see. Oh, wait, I want to look at something really quick. This is a memorial piece of a boy named Liam. Is the grandson to one of our community members, passed away unexpectedly. Well, technically it doesn't dry. So you have infinite time technically. But there's like there's an aspect where, so like this clay I've attached here is fresh clay on top of baked clay. In this situation, you have about 2 weeks before it starts to have some negative consequences. So, but if it was fresh clay onto like an armature, like a metal armature, that wouldn't be the case. So you could keep it that way for a long time. Well, a hat built into sculptures, that's right. Does it peel off? No, it starts to like kind of like dry out in a way. It's like the already baked clay absorbs parts of the clay that makes it squishy. At least that's how I understand it works, kind of on a chemical level. Yeah, right. Exactly. There's ways to kind of redeem it if that happens. I need more clay. That's right, Brimstone. Every Friday. Every Friday we got our. I guess I got two. Got two here from our last Friday group. Yeah, it is. Yes, right. Let me grab another box of clay here. Might be my last box of medium firm. Yeah, it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6.5 boxes of extra firm and 1.5 of medium firm. Okay. All right. Packed your things and hit the road, have you? Vermont, you say? Yes, things have been good. Steady as she goes, Brimstone. Vermont. Did work bring you over there, or is there a particular reason you uprooted? Work and wife's family. All right. Cool. Do you enjoy the change of scenery? Do you have a longing from whence you came? Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, at least. Yeah, right. Oh boy, you excited for winter? I don't know how winters get over there, but yeah, I just cleaned out a window unit today. I got 3. Usually we only need 2, but when it gets really hot, we'll run 3. Ready for hunting season. Oh yeah. Just watch out for them ticks. Pretty bad over there, I think. All your hunting will be in vain if you can't eat the meat. Yeah, right. That is the benefit of winter. The apocalypse for the bugs happens annually. They have to start over civilization every year. One of us. We've been converted. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, no ads is nice. Yeah, yeah, they're as far as I'm aware, bankrolled by casinos. They got the financial backing for sure. Grab my lazy Susan. This would be a good piece for that. Yeah, so I'm from the Quad Cities, you know. It's this nice little place on the Illinois-Iowa border. Davenport's the bigger town that most people might recognize. I'm in that area. I'm within walking distance of the Mississippi River. So. And yeah, my wife is from Germany. Quad Cities, yeah. It's a big enough place where there's some stuff, you know, like amenities and stuff, but not like it's just big enough to have the things you need, but not so big that it's got all the drama of a big area. Yeah. Basically, you got the two states, you got Illinois and Iowa next to each other, and the border line is made by the river, the Mississippi River. I live right on the border, so I can go. I'm on the Illinois side, but I can go across a bridge like 15 minutes and I'm in another state. So German? Yeah, I haven't really tried to become fluent with it, although I should. It's just one of those things that keeps falling to the wayside. I've certainly picked up a lot of German over the years. We're actually about to celebrate our 7-year anniversary, me and the missus. Seven years together, her and I. Yeah. We shall celebrate. It's a wonderful thing, a cause worthy of celebration. I would probably only be about half the man I am today without her help. Yeah. It's amazing how much having a good partner can push you to grow, to change, to realize things you never realized about yourself, you know. It can be a really nice thing. It can be a terrible thing. I've definitely we've seen a lot of examples of that. For us, it's a good thing. Personalities? Oh, for sure. Yeah, there's definitely cultural differences. Mm-hmm. Qualities, cultural qualities, you know, that you really see, like very common things you can see just in Americans in general or in Germans in general, you know. Americans like to sugarcoat things, and Germans do the exact opposite. They give it to you full punch to the face, no holding back even a little bit. What me and the missus have learned is the real way to be is somewhere in the middle. Somewhere in between the extremes. You can't too extreme one way or the other. Looks like you're stuck with each other, huh, Deagle? Okay, so you started where did you start? And then you moved to Germany? Oh, I see. Okay. I see. You're in the States then, or are you somewhere else? I like a lot. I do like a lot about Germany and Germans. California, nice. Yeah, the main downside, my personal opinion, as far as the main downside of German culture is, it's kind of directly linked to the way their systems are ran. That there's so much good that comes from their like regulations of things, but they like take it almost like too far, where it's like too regulated, too restricting, too many fees for random things, and it's just, it like saps out that free spirit energy, like I want to just have a bonfire in my backyard and I don't want to ask anyone for permission to do it, let alone file a paperwork. But yeah, there's good things that come from it, but there's just, it's like it gets kind of too much, too far. And I think you can kind of see it on the people. This like the weight of it. It's not though. That's the thing, Scorch. Yeah, you would assume so. See, that's the American in you, where it's like, yeah, you're not supposed to drive a car on the street with like, duct tape for windows and you're not supposed to drive a car down the street with duct tape holding it together. But nobody really cares if you do. It never gets enforced. But in Germany, oh no. Oh, you will feel the full extent for every little transgression. one of our favorite things to do is see ridiculous vehicles driving down the road with like barely holding together, and then send a photo of that to our German family, because like that's just something that's just, they're so much more strict with like how vehicles are on the road and stuff like that. Fruit. I mean, we're teaching Emma, through homeschooling, English language very thoroughly, and it's that realization of how many things they just are because you say they are. Like there's a whole logic system behind like what makes certain vowels make certain sounds at certain times. But then there's these other words that are just like, well, that one just doesn't follow the rules, and you just say it this way because, and you just have to remember that one is different. Like the word one or there. Don't mess. They don't mess. Police site. The origins of Ser. Oh, words. Yeah. Yeah. We'll be approaching or do we already, is the baby already a year old? If not, I'm imagining it'll be here before we know it. I think it's, she already did turn a year, didn't she? Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. Wasn't it just yesterday that you just had her? Pretty sure that was yesterday. That's that like sticky hand phase where you know those little sticky hands you used to get from the quarter machine that you like spring them and they would like grab onto things. You know, you could like grab a piece of paper from across the room. I remember that phase. That's how 1-year-olds are. They're not even looking at what they're doing, and all of a sudden their hand just goes whoop, and just grabs, like sticks and grabs every random thing that like comes across there, and then straight to the mouth. What is this new object? I must taste it now. You just described Emma's entire babyhood. Arthur the King. I don't know if I've seen that one. It's a new one? I've never heard of it. Maybe someone else in the chat has seen it. Wahlburgers. I always think of Wahlburgers when I think of Wahlberg. He sells burgers at the grocery store now. Did you know that? Wahlburgers. Oh, I know. His picture's on the box. You don't trust true stories? Yeah, especially in movies. You ever just go look up the real true story and watch how different it is from the actual movie? That's why it says based on a true story. Yeah, his picture's on the box. He's all standing there with his hands in his pockets, you know. Just kicking around dirt with his shoe. I think they even had a Wahlburger restaurant in the grocery store at one point, or they might even still have it. Wahlburger. Thanks, Sherry. Anything goes with beer. I agree with your husband. Except maybe like, I don't know, like sherbet ice cream or something like that. Mint ice cream and beer might not pair well. Anything made on the grill definitely pairs well with beer. Oh. Do you hear that? Hear that old guy hacking in the background? Yeah, the duck. Straight up sounds just like an old man. The dog. No, I don't. I'm the only old man locked in here. You know, I'm an old man. The years of my life have all dwindled. I'm ready to sojourn and move on. The time of my sojourning has come to an end. Quiet down back there, Grandpa. Really? I did mention the game plan for the colors. Maybe that's where I got it from. It mentioned how I wasn't going for the realistic look, but gonna make it kind of look like stone or something like that, some sort of raw material. Oh man, nice. That's I do say we got to have some of the most interesting AI summary snippets. Mr. Clayton, the recorder, has been notating them all down. Can't wait. Can't wait to go back at the end of this year and read them all again. $650 truck. Yeah, my brother, we got a truck for him for just $650. Oh, that's probably like, how long ago was that? That was like 10 years ago. Found it on Craigslist. Came with free junk in the back. It ran great though. That's the funny thing. Hey, $650 for a running vehicle? Heck yeah. He drove it for a long time. The only reason he even stopped driving it was the lady that lived across the street kept backing into it. Yeah, not just one time. She backed into it like 2 or 3. I think it was the third time. This woman that lived across the street was somebody who's not even supposed to be driving, and she backed into his truck 3 times. And just like, it was just too messed up at that point to safely drive. So by the 3rd time, because he had to park where he parked was on the street, and they had a driveway. So he's parked here. Their driveway's like this, and she would just back up right into his truck 3 times, like simultaneously over the span of a few months. Oh man, it was the neighbor's mother-in-law. The crazy mother-in-law that came to live with them that wasn't supposed to be driving. We still reminisce about that truck. And the prison shank was actually a trash picker-upper spike that was in the back that we had mistaken for a prison shank when we first got it. We gotta catch up the other ear. I had a coworker that had seizures. Had to basically hold them down, stop them from flailing around too much. Hey, what's up, Adania? We had pillows strategically placed throughout the store. That was our tactic. Stuffed into like random spots in the shelves and stuff. No, you just with him he wouldn't swallow his tongue. You just had to roll him over on his side, basically. What did I say? What did you say, Adania? Nice. You sure you want to do that? It's like cracking his knuckles. You sure you want to do that, buddy? Hmm? Go on. Go on. Just checking. Don't let me stop you. Hey. Ah. Fiddlesticks, huh? Yeah, we don't need to know that, Dania. Fiddlesticks is one of those characters you just gotta get to like mid late game. As long as your team doesn't feed too much, you win. Basically. Ow. Yeah, the Zephyr's ring. Bing! Just jump in and then just bing! Watch everyone scramble and try to figure out what they're doing. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. What'd you say? Yeah, I'll remove this. I'll get in there with the Dremel. Cut away and refine that area. Yeah, but dogs they do perceive what you're saying. They do hear you. They may not understand everything you're saying, but they do hear you. Oh, yeah. They can certainly get to know you quite well. I mean, you are there. They spend their day very focused on you more than you'll be focused on them. They know how to read you and manipulate you. They understand you more than a lot of people. They spend their entire day devising ways to manipulate their human to doing their bidding, to getting more food. Yes, Clayton. Yes. Coyotes. Dealing with coyotes? 2 cat burials in your backyard? Why do they leave their leftovers in our yard? That's what I want to know. Yikes. I don't know much about coyotes. They don't. I hear coyotes, but they never get close enough that I had to deal with them. Yeah. Ah, I see. The fires drove them in closer, huh? Yeah, I hear them in the distance because, like I said, I'm walking distance from the Mississippi River, and there's a lot of wildlife that comes from there. You'll just be kind of sitting out at nighttime, and all of a sudden, quiet, and all of a sudden, yip, 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 yip. You know, they like do this yipping, howling, big pack of them all of a sudden. It's like when they get a kill. One paw to tell the story. I'm surprised they can get cats. especially if they're outside cats. They must catch them in the open. Yeah, some sort of stone look. Not 100% sure, Clayton, but either stone or bronze or something like that. A bit statuesque. I'll go down a deep rabbit hole of technique exploration, and then we'll decide from there. No one knows what to do, yeah. Well, I mean, just keep your own animals safe, and suppose you just have to let nature take its course. I doubt they'll stick around for long. Just there because of the fires. They'll end up moving back out into the wild. The tallest piece I've ever done is about 3 feet tall. It was a large trophy I made for TwitchCon one year. Oh yeah, for sure. There's a lot of stuff out there, Clayton. Lots to experiment with. Yeah, I mean, not a wise move. Oh. What'd you say? Well, we're still gonna go for a traditional bust. I just don't like. I'm not a big fan of the clean, just shoulder cut finish. I'd rather do something more interesting because it's a sculpture too. You know, it's a piece of artwork that's gonna be on display. So I want it to look aesthetically pleasing at the same time as being the memorial.
The strength of the Sea-Not-Bush Kingdom lies not in our walls, but in our people.
Hey, crack
March to
eggs.
war.
Thank you very much, my friend. I appreciate that raid. Welcome in. Welcome in. Coming in to crack a few eggs, huh? How you doing? Staying cool, I hope. I appreciate that. I'm sculpting a memorial portrait this evening. Welcome in. It's hot here, yeah. It's hot everywhere, man. It's hot everywhere. Can you please share when you choose to use firm versus medium firm clay? I use the medium when, like right now I'm using medium because we're working with large forms, really flowy shapes, and we want it to blend in really nicely, so I'm using medium. So firm, using firm would be like when I'm sculpting like a smaller character's face, I'll definitely use firm. Yeah, but the firmer the clay is, the less sticky it is. So sometimes when I layer on top, I'll prefer to use medium, so that way it sticks nicer and blends in easier. So. Yeah, so like Trollheads phase 1, I usually do with firm, and then phase 2, I do with medium firm. Because phase 2 is usually like the flowy clothing and the hair and stuff like that, where the clay being softer is really nice to kind of work with those volumes a little bit more quicker. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that stuff is really sticky. more you wonder, the more you learn, yeah. Yeah, I've seen stuff like that too before, Scorch, and I've always liked that more, just, I don't know, a more organic way to deal with the seam line of the bust. I typically try to avoid that whenever I can. That, like a standard cutoff. Mm-hmm. It's just, to me, there's like so much potential to basically inject some freedom into a art piece when it's a bust. You know, you have so much. It doesn't even have to be something that entirely makes sense. You know, it could just be it could be shapes that just look good. You know, shapes and forms that just look good, making the just the look of the piece look nice. You know. I think sometimes it's easy to get too caught up in it making sense bit. You know, like feeling the need to totally describe what it is, like what's happening. Get a little whatchamacallit, little abstract in there, you know. Let the viewer decide what it is, you know. Little fine art mode. Get those pinkies up. So sometimes when I make creative decisions, I will, because it's so easy to get kind of stuck with decision making, that sometimes it's better to design something where you design the shape of it and then you figure out what it is later. You don't have to know what it is, you know. So just make shapes that look good to you, and then go in and say, okay, what can we turn these shapes into? You know, instead of, you know, a good example of that is those like trash piles that I make for the bases. You know, I'm more playing around with the shapes and just and then describing what those shapes are later. You know, yeah. It's just so much more. It's so much more comfortable to design stuff like that. Otherwise, you kind of get like, you can get stuck like in this like indecisiveness of not knowing what to do. And logically, if it looks good, if the shapes look good, it doesn't really matter what the details are if the shapes look good. That it will look nice if the shape language is nice. Oh, nice, Clayton. That's right. Yeah, we got show and tell this Friday. No, you can do show and tell too. It's just for Discord boot camp, so you can submit things on Discord. I think the link works here in YouTube. Just do !point Discord. Let's see here. I think I will actually add some supports because I'd like to exaggerate a little bit more of these kind of trailing away pieces. Oh, I left my drill outside. Huh. Anyways, we'll leave it there anyways before we jump into that next part. Next Tuesday, we'll finish this layer off and bake it. We'll add in some supports and further refine the kind of the neckline area. Clean up the ears and do the next bake. And then the hair. The hair is going to be... It's going to be a big part of this piece. All right. My friends. A mess of curls. Yeah, it's curly hair. A lot of curly hair. But we're gonna really be able to roll that into the motion, especially of this kind of effect here. Have this kind of mirrored. We'll have to Dremel cut this stuff, but I will do that once. Like, I want this to be a sheer kind of cut off, and then like right in there, you know. We'll do that after it's baked. Cut and remove that material. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's find someone to raid. I'll be back on tomorrow. We're working on the Paladin in the morning and the Dragon in the evening. Good night, Mr. Deagle. Good night, Sapphire. Good night, Saradini. We'll go raid YTAC, sculpting a ceramic goose, looks like. Miriam. Good night, Miriam. Till next time. Bye-bye.